All right. Good evening, everybody. There's currently a community scam point poll. It's about to end. It's going to be ending soon. But you can use your scam points to influence the canon of the Nub Zombie streams going forward. You're going to choose what the new intro music will be. Currently, it looks like the community has put the most scam points into End of Small Sanctuary from Silent Hill 3. Let's go ahead and switch over here. Job the Face, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everybody. I guess I'll keep the music going just to have background until the poll ends. Got to spend all the points so Nub's hope stays high. It's true. It's true. The more you collect and use scam points, the higher my hope is. And the more likely it is I'll be able to continue streaming without having a brain aneurysm thinking about how terrible Ascension is. So please log in every day, collect your free scam points. And shape the Nub Zombie canon forever. I'm also considering adding a scam point redemption. Right now, it's 100 million points for the only meaningful thing that you can influence. For 100 million points, you can influence what game I'm playing. And everything else is a waste of scam points. It was designed this way. Zyno, thank you so much for the 18 months. Welcome back. Thank you. But I'm considering adding a 10 million point redemption. Only 10 million. For cameos. You'll be able to join a Discord call and be in the Discord while I'm streaming live, so you can cameo with me on the stream live as part of the Nub Zombie stream canon. Your volume will be set to 1%, and it'll just be in the background, and it'll cost 10 million scam points. But you can cameo. I'll be sure to show your name in the Discord call, like on screen, for like 2 seconds. So I think I'm gonna add cameos. I'm new to this, so obviously there's gonna be problems starting off. There's gonna be issues when we first roll out something as ambitious as scam points. So please don't attack anyone on the development team, our lead artist Hirimi, or our CEO Nub Zombie. I don't take criticism well. Okay. I only accept valid criticism. And we're still working out all the bugs. Some of you may have had some scam points refunded since yesterday's stream. So some of you may have spent some scam points and not gotten them back. And the answer is yes. Yes. Your points will randomly be refunded and they will randomly be spent. Exactly, Ty. This is a feature. This is not a bug. This is working as intended. As you can see, it's Ascension Day 7. I've lost my fucking mind. And this is how I'm coping. What's up, everybody? I hope you're all doing well today. Who's ready for some more Ascension in 38 minutes? We should also, I think, get a post-show. We should be getting a post-show. So, hopefully, we get some information. Shinra Hero, thank you so much for that brand new Prime sub. Very much appreciate it. Is Shinra Hero? Are you a real person? Or are you a throwaway Jacob Navoke account? No? Before becoming the CEO of Genvid, Jacob Navoke was a Shinra hero. He literally worked for Square Enix and was one of the directive leads of their Shinra subdivision. An interesting name. Thank you so much, Shinra Hero. Welcome. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much. I hope you're ready for some Silent Hill Ascension today. I'm just giving you a hard time, by the way. I'm sorry. You caught me. I told you. I'm too smart for you, Jacob. Don't doubt the intelligence of Silent Hill fans. But I hope, seriously, everyone is doing well today. Go anonymous. That can't be real. Anonymous giving us up to Jacob Navoke 11. Guys, ease up, ease up. I appreciate it. Thank you. We're definitely like, this is such a train wreck and everything, but again, I need to reiterate, I've said it before, like, it's not okay to just like legitimately attack people. It's one thing to kind of poke fun at this. Unfortunately, like, when you put yourself out publicly, especially in front of like a big disaster like this, you got to expect you're going to be, you know, people are going to poke fun at it, but don't take it too far. Don't cross those lines. It's not okay to actually like harass people. So just making sure everyone is on the same page there. Are we sure the train ever worked in the first place? I think when they were designing the train, they probably had better intentions for it. But somewhere along the way, it didn't work.
Hmm? What was that? Who in the hell was that?
Nora Tomboy, thank you so much for the 1 bit. Hideo Kojima cummies in my tummy. A phrase that will now live in infamy. Right alongside, you know, Walter Sullivan's foreskin in the Silent Hill Hall of Fame. What a franchise. What a series. Thank you, Nora. I hope you're all doing well today. What's up, Pythonicus? Hey, Hirimi. Again, thank you so much for your help with the Scam Point artwork and ideas. How's it going, Three Dog? Hope you're doing well, man. Hey, Tinkerbell. Master Salita, hello. Hey, Psychosis. What's up, Yami? Hey, Christophonics. What's up, Dinosaur Island? Stasio, Mr. Shy Potato. Keith G, Daily Dose of Pain time. Will we actually get the Small Sanctuary song, though? You know what? I wanted to commit to the bit and not change anything. I kept looking around to see if there was a way that I can manipulate the vote myself. I wanted to see if I could just choose what I want to win. And it's worth pointing out that even as, you know, completely ineffective and pointless channel points are on Twitch as a whole, it doesn't let you do that. I can like end the poll. I can just cancel it whenever I want. But I can't just like pick a thing to win. So scam points are legitimately just more honest by design than influence points in Ascension. Unironically. Isn't that great? So I was going to scam everyone and just keep the song exactly the same, but I'll honor it and we'll do End of Small Sanctuary for today. When does this start? 31 minutes, 40 seconds and counting. There's a timer right there. A little bit loud. It's a good song. I don't mind blasting it. But there we go. Yeah. Good choice. Good choice, community. I agree. I agree. This is a wonderful song. And you can ruin it by playing it in guitar on Silent Hill Ascension. You can absolutely butcher it by mashing a bunch of horrible synthesizer guitar string notes over it. That's a feature. That's a feature of Silent Hill Ascension. We're not going to do that, though. We're not going to do that today. We're going to respect Akira Yamaoka in this house. Have I played the Dune map, myhouse.wad? I have not played it, but I watched John Romero stream it and play through all of it, and that was a really cool thing to watch. But no, I have not played it myself yet. Do people still rent games in the US, like physical copies? Not really, not to my knowledge. I think there's literally like, I think one Blockbuster left or something like that. So I think technically you can still do that in some places, but in most places I don't think so. Or yeah, you can find like old Redbox machines, but I don't know of literally anyone who really does that anymore. So some people do. I would say the majority of people don't really. By the way, how does everyone feel with kind of these more chill openings to the stream? Sometimes I've got like Silent Hill news and stuff to talk about, but as of today, there's not really a whole lot. Jacob Navoke stopped tweeting like 2 days ago, probably for the best. There's not really anything crazy coming out of the official Silent Hill Ascension things. They're still just promoting the daily episodes and not really responding to criticism or anything like that. I talked about kind of all the most recent stuff yesterday. Refunds are a lie, and you know, stuff like that. We talked about the Silent Hill 2 remake news, potential leaked release dates, looking at 2024. I think that there was like a benchmark website that put up a release date of March, I think it was 24th or something like that. But it quickly got changed, so possibly seeing Silent Hill 2 remake in you know, sometime around March 2024. That'd be neat. Cameo ticket. Oh, Meep pointed out the raffle thing. That's a good one. Thank you, Meep. Raffle is a lie. So Meep actually went through and was noticing there is some inconsistencies with the Cameo contest. So the wording up here, I hadn't even been paying attention to it. It tells you when the cameo that you're entering is supposed to happen. So right now it says appearing tomorrow. So when I'm getting these tickets and stuff each day, I'm not doing it for that day. It's for presumably the next day, right? But it didn't start off like that. So Meep noticed, let me go pull it up in the Discord. Meep pointed out, and I'm just going to read what Meep had posted. So I noticed something strange about the Cameo raffle. I first entered it on Thursday, day 3. On the raffle screen, it said I was entering for a Cameo on week 1, day 6. It makes sense that they would give themselves a couple days of buffer, so I came back on Friday, day 4, and entered to win a Cameo for week 1, day 7. I don't have a pic of my entry, but here's a screenshot of Nubs from day 4 VOD around the 35-minute mark. Saturday, day 5 went pretty much the same. I entered for the week 2, day 1 Cameo, and then something odd happened on Sunday, day 6. Suddenly, the raffle screen says it's for cameos appearing tomorrow, which would be day 7. But there was already a raffle for day 7 on day 4. It's kind of complicated with the day starting and ending at 9 p.m. and the raffle ending at 9:30 p.m., but it seems like they threw 2 days worth of raffles in the trash. Rest in peace, day 4 and 5 raffle tickets. So even the Cameo system is like inconsequential. It is just wasting points. You're wasting points in buying tickets to get into cameos that were being advertised as, like, you know, several days ahead of time, and then they change up the scheduling for how far ahead you're supposed to even be buying these tickets and when they're supposed to be appearing. So the entry number didn't change. So they just kind of threw away any of those Cameo tickets that anyone bought on those days when they switched over to the appearing tomorrow system on day 6. Scam points, everybody. Scam points. Except in this, the scam points, you know, potentially do just cost you money. I'm sure they refunded everyone. Yeah, that day 1 refund policy in a full swing. full effect. Daily login streak. Yeah, we got our cardigan last time. Let's collect some scam points. I mean, influence points. God, they're so distinctly different. I don't know why I keep mixing them up. Let's do some stones, everybody. I've been barely interacting with these games because they're all fucking horrible trash. Oh yeah, this was another thing. There is a little bit more news. A little bit more to talk about. The scam hole deepens. Someone pointed out that they were looking at the reward values overall for your puzzles and stuff. Look at the rewards. 1 star, 200 influencer points and 160 XP. 2 and 3 stars, only 100. You're literally supposed to do badly to get the most points. The worse you do, the better the reward. Maybe that's just their design philosophy, because for the endure sections, whenever you try to do every single QTE as good as you can, I've been watching Bok Soup, who's also been keeping up with Ascension for the most part. During the endure sections, Bok Soup does every QTE to the best of his ability. Like, he legitimately tries to interact and win at, the little shitty mini games as much as he can. For the last several days, for those of you who have been watching, I interact as little as possible. I found out that if you just do 1 successful QTE, it fills your bar all the way up to full. And if you never touch another QTE, it doesn't matter. And it still says that you succeeded at the end of the run. So that's what I've been doing. I do 1 QTE. Bok does all of them. My reward was almost double what Bok got on his run. So again, maybe that's their design philosophy. The worse you do, the bigger the reward. I got almost twice as many influence points for doing 1 QTE out of a 10-minute endure section. Bok played for the entire 10 minutes and got less points. This whole thing, just the more I sit and analyze it, the worse it becomes. It's kind of an anomaly. It's scientifically fascinating at this point that it can be this bad. It's like people had to go out of their way to make it this bad. Surely it must be a test of the community. Well, now people are wondering. Some people are starting to speculate that it's all a ploy for GenVid to try to market to streaming television companies a way to further monetize their platform. Imagine every Netflix show that comes out going forward. Yeah, allegedly. I need a soundbite that just says allegedly. People are allegedly saying that GenVid allegedly doesn't care about the success of this because they're just trying to show off essentially a practical tech demo to Hulu and Netflix and whatever, that like, hey, you can put microtransactions.
Hello and welcome everybody
Oh.
to the Silent Hill
Oh.
Ascension free-show.
Eduardo.
I'm one of your hosts, Eduardo. Joined
I
here
wasn't ready
by
for Eduardo.
Layla,
It's
who will
time.
be introducing
It's time.
all of
Get out
you
of here,
at home
racists.
to our
Get out of my way,
run-up
you
show tonight.
fucking assholes.
Absolutely. So hello everybody. This is my first time joining you, and today we'll have our regular show.
It's Eduardo.
We're here for the pre-show
It's Layla.
at 5:40
Everyone shut up.
Pacific. As per usual, our daily show will start at 6 o'clock Pacific, and then you can come right back to us as soon as the Endure stream ends for the post show. Eduardo, would you like to take us through the interactive streaming concept?
Of course. So you should be familiar now as we've gone through a week of it, but of course, Silent Hill Essential is a novel way of enjoying horror. It is a socially interactive streaming series where all of you collectively shape and experience its ever-evolving story. You're
That's
going to
you.
collaborate or compete with others to try to make the choices you want
That's
to
us.
see. Because the thing is, when those decisions end, the choice that all of you have made collectively is canon, and that is the version of the show that everyone is going to see, that goes in the catch-up, that makes our episode. It's a canon story shaped by you at home, the participating audience, every day. And we're going to be fair on this hosted show, probably for the last time, show you the most iconic scene.
All of you,
last
he
week
says,
as we
talking
walk
to an
through the
empty
story.
theater.
The end of Joy is going
No,
to play
I'm
in the
here.
background.
Box
But,
here.
Layla,
I'm sure.
it is time to talk about what a first week this has been.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we did not.
Is
pull
the
any
audio
punches.
okay, everybody?
We threw folks in right into the boiler. I have seen this scene internally so many times, and I still never get over that feeling of like being trapped and just watching Joy get absolutely wrecked by the entangler. Like that is not an easy death. That is a pretty how do I put this? That's pretty visceral, right? That's not a
She
way
got her
you
neck
wanna
broken.
go.
No, of course not. And the funny thing is, at that point,
I mean,
the
Homecoming
person
had more
there with
brutal
her,
kills
Rachel,
than
doesn't
that.
really see what's going on. But
Oh,
later
yeah,
on,
she
does
confirmed
start
that it's
to see
the
monsters
Entangler.
as we go to her home, and as she flees.
It's
with
absolutely
her
not the
husband and
Purifier.
daughter. Like, it's one of the things with our story in Pennsylvania and in Norway as well. Is bit by bit the characters slowly start to perceive the same delusions.
Right. I mean, Rachel in that first scene, I think she actually does see what's going on because she does ask, "What have you done?" And hey, listen, I just want to put this out here. If I were in a crisis, I don't think Rachel Hernandez is the lady I'd want in the room with me. Like, if
Well,
I'm
no,
just
'cause
putting
she's a
myself
crazy
in poor
fucking
Joy's
cultist.
shoes, like that is not the companion for me. I don't
All
know
of
if
them
you feel
are.
the same.
Well, I mean,
I don't
would
know why we're
probably
supposed to,
not try
like,
go
sympathize with
into
these
the
characters.
situation where I'm trying to join a cult. After all,
Right.
one of the key things in our story is. Oh,
No.
sorry, you have a different name. I know.
No,
we didn't talk
we've
about this.
discussed this. We've discussed this. It is a pyramid-shaped self-improvement group.
So, anyways, I would probably not join many
pyramid-shaped
pyramid-shaped
self-improvement
self-improvement
group.
groups, a bit less the ones that would lead to my imminent and immediate death. Now, of course, that's in Pennsylvania, but in Norway, it wasn't quite.
That sounds like legally how they're going to try and explain
death on
Ascension
stage,
not
so to
being a
speak, with,
scam.
Ingrid.
It's not a scam.
Right. That was more.
It's not a pyramid scheme.
Quite know what led to it yet. Now, do we? We know that some shady circumstances
community.
were involved, right? There's a man
Building
in a
on
window,
top of each
there's
other
a syringe
as
that
a
wasn't
whole.
supposed to be there. There's some dubious motivations, some
Joining together.
unclear history in terms of
To shape the canon
Ingrid's
forever.
relationship to her husband and her children. So we don't quite know
Yeah,
yet.
it's like
but
a
hey, let me
reverse
tell you,
funnel.
None of it makes me feel comfortable. I don't like any of it, and those are not people I would want to associate with.
Well, that is actually one of the epic lines from that story, right? Nobody in this town would be unhappy to see one less Johansson, and which is the story we follow in Norway. And actually, one of the things that I'm going to ask our lovely production team to show up is
that was the alternative title for this instead of Ascension.
We're actually see Carl at a bar
was
trying to make
Everybody
sense of
Hates
what
the
is actually going
Johanssons.
on. Because after all, you were saying we don't quite know what happened. Let's see if Carl can make sense of it in our scene Leave the Bottle.
Oh, look, here's my cameo. This is me. I'm the bartender, everybody. Not really.
Another double?
I do look a lot like the bartender.
I can't do that in good conscience, friend. What's happened now?
It's Astrid. She thinks I killed her mother.
How could she think that?
She betrayed me to the police. And now, Haugen's threatening to charge me with murder. Murder, Leo! I just know Haugen won't leave us alone until she's charged.
Yeah, this
with
is
murder.
Leo.
Maybe you do need this.
Leo is apparently the owner of this ice hotel.
The thing is, I think someone else did it.
Who?
I don't know. There was something on the farm that night.
Have you told Haugen this?
She'd think I was crazy.
Carl, you have to tell the police immediately. If you don't do it,
Sam Barlow would be proud of this Shattered Memories cameo. That was the first thing I said when we watched this live. I was like, suddenly it's Shattered Memories. It looks like when a normal area freezes over in Shattered Memories.
Take it. It's good scotch. It deserves to be savored.
We're gonna see Harry Mason running away from
don't let that Haugen into
a Rorschach in the background somewhere.
And welcome everybody. If you haven't seen that scene yet, I hope you enjoyed it. Or if you have, I hope you enjoyed rewatching it.
And that actually looks like ice. Yeah, you know, that's unfair to Shattered Memories. Shattered Memories had better looking ice effects. And it was on the fucking Wii.
Right, is that we are tossed right into the middle.
This is a game that came out in 2023.
The first. And for the first
Shattered Memories came out on the Wii in 2009, and it looked better.
The first time we see kind of a newcomer, and it's interesting, right? Because it seems like maybe this is Carl's only friend, and I find that kind of striking.
I mean, you know, that's the thing. Oh, well, I mean, speaking of, you know, friends, and a horrible segue into the decision, but one of the things is, you know, who's friends with Toby? It's Eric. Now, that's actually the decision that's closing today. Our production team's going to throw that on
Eric and Toby, at some point, were supposed to be friends.
Actually going to,
I'm guessing they're not friends anymore because Toby punched Eric in the fucking mouth.
To actually play out very soon.
Yeah, I got a little live update. So it is closing today. We have our three choices for Toby.
He clipped right into Eric's jacket
or threaten, and right now it's actually it was more
all bars or ice bars in Norway.
It seems like
thank you for that
is kind of winning out.
Cultural insight,
so
Spidey J.
If you're trying to get on that threaten path, if you're trying to get Toby to really use his height and, you know, tower over his friend, your time is a coming. It's time to rally, folks. And
who the fuck is Eric? Rachel's husband. God, keep up. Come on.
The very end. Once the scene plays,
isn't this plot riveting? Aren't these characters super memorable and distinct? How can you not remember who Eric is?
Like this, all of you can gang up if you want to change how things are, especially when
I've had to watch these cutscenes. Like, you guys have just seen me go through and do like the lives and the story recap and everything. Off stream, I've had to watch these and like 20 times to take notes because my mind like tries to block it out. It's so boring. It's so hard to focus on it.
In a ton of these decisions.
That's true. I find it very interesting that our dear audience isn't as interested in suffering, right? Because there is some opportunity.
Oh, our audience is definitely interested in suffering. But, you know, that's why I'm here.
Versus damnation. I do also love a game of extremes, so
that's why we're all here.
I'm curious to see what the audience will pick, and I think that's, you know, that's kind of the default refrain, but I genuinely am. I'm like excited. It's been a wild ride to watch the numbers kind of go up and down, especially with these recent choices that have been so neck and neck.
No, for sure.
Oh, there's definitely some numbers going down.
How close they are, but to help you at home make those decisions, let's look at our story.
The rating numbers on the app stores are going down.
Put that up on screen for you as Layla watches.
The number of active user accounts are going down.
Just watch Joy die. We don't have to go over that.
It's got to be real exciting to watch.
Joy's brother Toby finds out that she died and then proceeds to see a delusion of his sister in the woods, which is not a great place to see a dead person, I think. And then Rachel, in the meanwhile, meanwhile, begins to see monsters, and her husband Eric take their little daughter Faith to the Foundation building for refuge. Now, Eduardo, you and I have talked about this scene a bunch of times, and I still stand by my point, which is listen, maybe we don't take our children to the pyramid-shaped self-improvement group, but if you're going to take your child somewhere to wait it out, a Pennsylvania brownstone is a pretty good way to go.
Just call it the Foundation.
Thing, right? I mean, it makes sense, right? You're physically threatened, so you go to the building that you believe will physically hold in the demons that live and the monsters that live inside of you. Essentially, as you have to fight, I don't know though if how solid an argument that may end up long term, but hey, it makes sense to go after all where there's other people and where you believe at least the windows will hold things.
I'm sorry, it's happening again. My mind is blocking out everything.
Burn it all down.
That he just said.
Really iconic line.
What did he say?
Yeah, Girly
was
does
it
not
important?
pull any punches, and I respect.
Did he talk
that.
about the story?
I feel like I've seen a lot of
at first it was words that my brain was processing, and then after a little while I realized it was just kind of sounds
just kind of cutting to
that I wasn't really processing mentally.
Yeah, Girly Pop, if you're gonna appear after
sorry
sure.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this.
To the point, we don't know how much time you have.
And the funny thing for me is the audience is responding, right?
Not on stream.
The audience that's like, you know what? Let's chill a second. Let's not have Toby burn everything down. And the other half's like, yeah, let's go. Let's see it burn all down. And it really comes down. I love seeing how close that choice is, and you, the audience at home, are really making it close.
I think wasn't that part of the data mined information that no matter what, Toby's going to burn everything down?
Both of you are essentially choosing which outcome to see, but no matter
like it was already spoiled in the data mine
really enjoy
scenes and stuff
that coming out, and with the decisions you can see when they come out, because you have the amount of time that you have left with it. You won't see the
I don't know if Bordanka's here. Bordanka would probably know.
Now actually we have a decision closing today. How are we doing on that, Layla?
You know what's funny is, even though I have called attention to the fact that it used to be more neck and neck than it is, it seems like we're still sitting at 40-49. So we'll see. Maybe by the time we come back for the post show, things will have wiggled a little bit.
Sure, no.
Wonder if Jacob was supposed to talk, but Layla replaced him.
Once the scene plays, that's the end of the time.
I don't know.
Is done, the canon is made. But until then,
Jacob said pretty early on that he was not going to be part of the regular live streams.
A little less, depending on when that scene's going to
He was here for like the first 2 days, just to address the launch and the initial problems. But then he tweeted and said he's probably not going to be on the streams anymore.
Are building up a little more slowly, a little bit more cautiously, so to speak. Our production team's going to throw it up on screen as Layla walks you through our first week in Norway.
Yeah, so again, we've talked a little bit about the matriarch of the Johansson family dying. So Ingrid is gone. She died on screen in front of us. Meanwhile, her daughter Astrid learns that her son Orson bit another child at school. And she finds out that the content of the mysterious syringe that she found in her mother's
This is such a weird thing. Like, we can, the whole point of the app is you can watch this.
Great.
We don't need to hear the devs recap.
No. I mean,
that's literally the point of the app. Like, if we just wanted a recap, you literally click catch up, and here it is. Like, everything that they're talking about, if you want to get it in much shorter form, like, how long has this pre-show been going already? You could have watched this, it's 1:32. This, it's 2:46, and this, it's 1:49. You could have just watched everything if you wanted to catch up so far. Like, why are they just talking about this?
Well, she's already kind of kicked the bucket.
Yeah, it's a bit late to check in.
Give us some developer insight.
Maybe we should have been checking in a little bit earlier.
Talk about the actual impact that any of this is having. Maybe, talk about something of substance.
You get busy as an adult, but like, yeah, listen, as somebody who's had family members that have like emergent medical needs, right? I checked in. Like, it's pretty up to date. So it is a little bit odd. And odder still is this.
They probably don't want to be here either.
You have even an inkling of a suspicion that your father may have had something
got
to do
a
with
list
your
of talking
mother's
points
death,
in front of them.
Negligence or outright murder.
They're sitting there watching the clock, tick down just like all the rest of us.
And the problem is, you realize
for the
and we're done.
For the episode to go live. So I mean, it's just pointless filler now.
Parallel between life and death, right? Obviously, Ingrid's passed away, but a lot of the plot also centering around Orson. And one of the things for you fans at home that might have missed it is we had an interview with Stefan Bugaj last Friday, who talked about
they want to get their check and go home. I don't blame them.
One of the things here is somebody has passed away, but Layla, I mean, Astrid has to protect those who are alive, essentially, still.
Yeah, I think that should be probably priority number one. As we say, if you've lost someone,
it's okay, Eduardo.
Time to, got to keep an eye on the folks that are still around. But yeah, it seems like it's not a great time for her son to also be a handful, considering the
you don't need to do
death
this.
of the mother. Also,
you deserve better, Eduardo.
For him to be as he did,
and you too, Layla.
Into the room.
You all deserve better.
Don't know how many funerals you've been to, but as a child, that was not like a fun sight for me. Like I didn't enjoy seeing dead bodies, especially if I didn't have any context.
I want to know how a kid biting someone has to do with Silent Hill.
Bad days for Astrid.
Well, you see, the implication is that Orson is like somewhere on the autism spectrum.
So let's talk about that.
And
the audience
remember that side quest in Downpour, where a mother killed her little girl because she was autistic?
Enter an eerie room and advance slowly, only to find
it's trauma.
You, an audience member,
Silent Hill,
dead. A ton of crawlers, my least favorite monsters, insects with a human face will appear, and the only escape is to run up a door.
Maybe the kid
freedom.
is a vampire. That would be a great twist.
So you'll have to help the character shake off the crawlers, crawl through barbed wire, which I think is kind of intruding on their bit, and then get out of there. Inputs will appear on screen for you to react to and help the character.
Devs I agree, Hirami. Right, Devs do deserve better than this. This wasn't their idea. They just work for a company doing it.
If a character fails in enough of them, they may not survive future encounters as their hope goes down, and that may actually lead to their permanent NF in the story. So if you
a lot of these people were probably legitimately super psyched
these endurance
that they were getting to work on Silent Hill
to do that as well as the mindfulness
until they realized what the project was. And by that point, I mean, you're on the payroll.
You're going to see the show live very soon.
Like if someone called me from Konami tomorrow and said, hey, we want you to be on the staff for the next unannounced Silent Hill game that we're working on.
It's essentially a way for us to determine what is going to end up happening to these characters.
I would be like, fuck yes.
As Eduardo mentioned, we are
put me on the team, coach.
So
let me fix this.
On all we've done here?
Of course. So one of the big
I wouldn't get creative control. I wouldn't get to make my vision. I wouldn't get to make what I want to make.
A lot of this. Obviously,
and then I would wind up being one of these faces on the screen of something that everyone hates.
You saw the story kind of build up in Pennsylvania very fast.
Where I was like, man,
and monsters were abounding in the
I thought this was going to be fucking cool. I finally got to be a part of this thing that like helped shape my life. And it's like, and it's this, and it's this,
and the aftermath.
But I got to make my fucking house payment.
Now,
like,
all that said, the show is going to start soon. After the show, we will be.
I got to buy groceries. I got to feed my cats, man.
At the end of that post-show, we're actually going to have our director of production,
like that's the reality of it.
The message from our development team for the community and you, the audience at home. So please do stick around for that. In the meantime, we're about less than a minute away from our show. So it's time for myself, Eduardo, and Layla to sign off, let you enjoy that. We will see you right after. We hope you have an amazing time, and we'll see you soon. Take care for now.
Thank you for tuning into our pre-show. See you again after today's story block. They'll be back to talk about the story block once it's over. It's finally showtime. Let's go. Let's go. I did not mentally process anything that they said. I think the last thing I remember them saying that my mind actually held on to was they confirmed the one creature, the Tangler, the Tangela. What was it? I've already forgotten that. The Entangler. Who will Rachel ask to perform the ritual? Fucking Krista. Jesus, why is this so loud compared to the pre-show? All right, adjusting. Anvil and Owl as the shadowy figures. This is your big break. This is your moment to shine.
Are you okay?
That like stock door squeaky
As soon
noise.
as possible. It's getting worse. Have you decided who will be helping you perform?
Yeah, the
ritual?
animations are like really choppy again today.
I want Krista to do it.
It's been getting worse like day by
I
day.
want you to perform the ritual on me.
Rachel, I'm not trying to be an asshole here, but are you okay?
Yeah, we don't agree on much, but maybe that's what we need. Sometimes a little friction can be a good thing.
That's exactly the words
Okay.
that Xavier used.
Fine.
Now, if that's all, I'd like to speak to Rachel alone.
Oh.
Rachel,
That lag. It had to load in the proper scene.
Uncertain of things.
Because I
Well,
vision.
between joy and the vision.
Let's see if the
Don't be.
correct scene
I spoke with
plays.
Xavier. He told me your story. You've overcome a lot. You can stop all of this. You are special. I just need you to believe it. Good girl. Now then,
Weird.
tell me more about your daughter.
Weird. God, this fucking dialogue, man. No one's changed their clothes in like a week. Yeah, I'm unsure how much time has passed. We see a calendar in a previous
How's it so
episode,
quiet
but
without Orson here. You really were serious about keeping him away from me.
Yes. And it will remain that way until...
You're sure I'm innocent?
Have you thought about what you're going to tell Detective Hogan about what happened to Mama?
I'm sure you have an opinion.
Yeah.
God,
Why?
it keeps stuttering
All of
and
it.
like lagging.
I don't want to
Get
lose you too.
off the screen.
Yeah. I talked to Britt. Told her what happened.
Is she coming back home?
Britt?
I begged her, but she's still so angry.
Britt is a character.
I think it would mean a lot if you reached out.
I doubt she would listen to me.
We're introducing more
hates
characters.
me almost
We still
as
don't
much
even
as
know
she
who
hated
all
Mom.
of these characters are. And we're
It just makes
still
me angry,
introducing
you know?
more.
Her mother is dead, and her own father has to beg her to come home. Maybe I'll call just to give her a piece of my
Probably his
mind.
other daughter.
Please don't do that.
But we still don't even know who
We've all
Ava
been through so
was.
much already.
I just wish she hadn't left us when she did. But I get why she did it.
Maybe tell her that. She would appreciate it.
I don't know. She'd probably think I was patronizing her.
Try. For me. And your mother.
Oh my
I
god.
just want to see you sisters close again. You'll regret it if you don't.
If you click to minimize a choice, it really should at the very least keep it minimized. Better yet, just give me a turn the UI off live button. Like, it's such a pain in the ass that to watch this in the best quality, you need to watch it after the fact. Once it's a VOD.
Eric,
Like, there's no point to do it live.
you here?
Yeah, there's no reason for the choices to show up during the show. The whole point of the choices is that there's a huge window of time so that no matter what time zone you're in, you can still participate. It's not like you're affecting something that's going to happen like tonight while you're watching. But they keep throwing it up in your face like it is. My sister's in the dryer. What's the name of the arcade game?
What are you doing here?
Supercock?
I wanted to
what the
talk
fuck?
to you.
What was it called?
About what?
I need your help.
Yeah,
Super
sure.
Void.
I heard there was some kind of meeting at the Foundation.
You know I can't talk about that
Sorry.
stuff with you.
I misread it.
Please.
I misread it.
I think
It
it
was
has
an
something to do with Joy.
easy
I know,
mistake
man.
to make, Mr. Shy Potato.
Rachel's not good.
What do we have to do? Beg? Look, man, I'm not in a good place right now. And you're the only friend I got left.
Oh, good. Names are
So
broken
just-
again.
Please, help me out here.
Okay. Okay. But you gotta get some help, man. Rachel's not gonna want me hanging out with you anymore. There's this ritual they're asking Rachel to prepare for.
Yeah, the names are all
What kind
bots
of
again.
ritual?
They don't tell me much.
When is it?
Tomorrow night.
Thanks.
Wait, what are you gonna do? Toby! Toby!
I'm gonna burn it all down, Eric. Why would you go tell him?
Rachel,
Whatever.
Foundation.
It's so dumb. It's so,
Never-ending goddamn fog.
so badly written. We have a character getting mad at fog right now. Silent Hill 2023, everybody. Man yells at fog.
Joy?
God, this feels like such a downpour scene. It's worse than a downpour scene. Oh, is she throwing up a god fetus?
What's wrong?
Oh, shit.
It's not like you've never
Are we
seen
finally
this
going to tie it
before.
in to Silent Hill?
Remember?
No, no, no.
Oh, no.
Too drunk
She's
to
covered in
even help
needles.
What do you want from me?
This is like
Answers.
something out of
Blood!
A Nightmare on Elm Street. Wasn't that was Dream Warriors? Spill. Story complete. We did it, everyone. Dream Warriors, Needle Girl. Yeah. That's like straight out of fucking... Oh my god. Floppy Guns, Carnes, El Sheriff, and Coringa. We're helping Toby endure. Congratulations to all the cameos. Time to watch the exact same things that we've watched for the last 7 days. Let's see if they actually rotate in any new scenes like they promised. Yeah, where's Citizen Dildo? The hero. Someone pointed out, yeah, how bad these textures are. Look how long it takes them to pop in. Someone had mentioned that in the Discord. And I mean, there's so many bad things going on. It's hard to address all of them, but there we go. I did my 1 QTE. We're done. Oh my god, the bar went down. The bar's going down. Do I have to try? Should I try today? The system has been changed. All right, we're gonna do one segment. Actually, we're gonna let this one fucking die. We're gonna fail this one. If it does another segment after this, I'm gonna try just because I'm curious if this is like working in a different way now. We're doing science. Shotgun. So far, repeat scenes. We've already seen this one before. I even already made the Doom joke last time. Watching this time for the 3 shots? Oh yeah, that's right. Here, let's start doing them. Let's see what happens. Community is currently failing. Probably because at this point nobody gives a shit. No, don't do them. I'm just curious. I'm trying to test how stuff works in the system now that it's different. There's one. There's two. Or was that three? Was that 2 and 3? Did he shoot once before that? Or does he shoot one more time here? That was 3. Yeah, he'd already shot once. Okay, bar is barely in the green. Community is passing now. This is the end segment, right? Where he just sits down on a chair? Or is there one more part? Oh no, there's more to this. Yeah. Yeah, it's this part. Reused animations. They've used this same animation in the story mode. It leans over and yells over Astrid's shoulder in the scene where she confronts Carl. So yeah, it's just a bunch of stock animations that they reuse over and over. That's why everything looks and feels so stiff. On top of them just not being very well animated. So weird that they don't acknowledge any of this in the story. Yeah, seriously, like you would think they would try to play this up like it's... Yeah, fuck it. I'm done trying. We got it back into the green. We're gonna stop doing it and let it go into the red. Community bar is in the green. So let's see, like, I don't know how stuff changes overall. I still think all of this is just meaningless. It seems like it's been tweaked to try to, like, I don't know, make it seem like there is some kind of feedback, like you're doing something, but it's still not satisfying to do. Community succeeded. You did not succeed. No one gives a crap since it's the same recycled garbage every day. Exactly, Filthy Bear. Padding out the experience to make it feel worth it. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Still confused about those segments? Still confused about this overall? Yeah. It's pointless. It's pointless. It's a bad TV show with extra steps and predatory monetization. And instead of just making a regular, like, weekly 1 episode per week, you know, Netflix series or whatever, they're doing this because they can... You can't put microtransactions on a Netflix show yet, but you can for whatever this is. This should just be called Silent Hill: An Experiment in Monetization. Because at this point, that's all it is. It's a scam. It's a scam to test social response to monetizing a TV show.
I have to find a way out.
Allegedly. Sorry, allegedly. It's allegedly a scam. You know, we were talking about the enemy designs. Me and Rachel had a discussion. And I give this game a lot of shit for the monster designs because they're clearly just ripping off, you know, existing Silent Hill monsters with the dogs, the insane cancers, the lying figures. It's all shit we've seen before, just slightly different, right? The more I looked at the design for the dogs, as far as monster dogs, as tropey, you know, and reused as monster dogs are in horror games at this point, the more I look at the design for the monster dog in Ascension, it's not that bad. The way you'd never get a good look at it because the graphics all look like shit. But if you look at the side of it, the mouth and the teeth and everything goes all the way back along the side of the dog, like all the way to its back legs. And from like a design standpoint, if the dog actually opened up completely like that, like a fucking John Carpenter The Thing dog, like opening up and looking all crazy, like it starts off looking like a dog, but then the whole body opens up and there's a bunch of crazy monster shit inside, where kind of a The Thing, John Carpenter The Thing vibe. I'm like, that wouldn't be terrible. But instead they take that like kind of, you know, neat design thing for the dog and they just have it do normal monster dog shit. It might as well just be a Silent Hill 4 dog. It doesn't do anything. It's just a dog. All right. I'm new to this whole thing. What's supposed to be the unique gimmick for Silent Hill Ascension? Money. Money. Instead of just having a video game that you pay for and then you own it and can play it, they monetize everything and incentivize interaction every day in order to get more monetization. It's a blatant scam. That's the unique gimmick. It's a blatant scam. Allegedly. Oh, post-show. Eduardo is coming. Are you ready? There he is.
Welcome.
There's Layla. There's Eduardo.
I hope you had a great time watching our show. This is the
The volume for their stream part is so quiet compared to the actual show.
The scene between Eric and Toby.
Ooh, yeah. You never want to see a couple of buddies head into conflict.
There's been nothing in the story to imply that they're friends other than one line of dialogue where a character blatantly just says out loud, "We are friends."
No, I mean that.
It's so hard watching a couple of buddies fall apart like this. We don't know who either of these people are.
We were, as a secret, we actually watched the shows and the decisions developing as, you know, the show plays. We kind of watch, are interested. One of the things we're noticing is Damnation overtook Redemption, but just slightly. It's really close on what Toby is going to do with 2 days left.
Yeah, it's really close, you guys.
We're all really excited on the development teams to see what happens.
You only need like 1 or 2 million points to really influence that decision. It's really close.
Yeah, I'll keep it.
It's really close.
I'm rooting and tooting for, but for
you could sway it with probably just like 500,000 or 600,000 maybe.
Find compelling. Sometimes it's the thing
you know?
you don't expect, but so far it's not suffering.
And 500,000 or 600,000, like that's not that much. You get 26,400 for $20. So I mean, come on. Do you really want to sway the
Speaking of you, the
Silent Hill
audience building
canon
the story,
forever
one
for
of the things is we want to talk
that
about
kind
our
of cheap
cameo
price point?
contests, because the scenes you saw, it had a few of you, the audience, in them. As Layla, if you could present that and how it works, and actually we have
You
a
can
deadline
influence
coming
it.
too soon.
Those decisions are close.
So you can take part in cameo contests every day.
You
and be
can
an
spend your
extra in
points
Silent
on
Hill
raffle
Ascension.
tickets
Cameo
that get thrown away
close
just
every day
randomly
at 6:30
without
PM
telling anyone
Pacific
how the
time,
raffle
which right
system
now it
works.
is 6:20 p.m. Pacific time, so you've got about 10 minutes to get in for the next show, which is pretty tight. Recommend doing that if that's your interest. You got any details?
You
on
too
that
can
one,
be a
Edward?
corpse in the QTE
Sure. One
sections
of the
people don't
important
care
aspects
about.
of this cameo system is that it's a way for you at home to be part of Silent Hill canon forever. After all, if you're picked, you get to be in that scene. You get to be replayed and watched over and over again. So the thing is, you can enter those cameo contests essentially with influence points, and it's up to you to decide when you want to try that. But that's definitely something. If you want to be part of Silent Hill canon, this is our opportunity individually to do it. Nah. That said, before we move on into our post-show,
You want to be part of Silent Hill canon?
We will have our director of production, Shaoling, live
Don't
here
you?
in about
Huh?
15-ish minutes.
Just open your
And she
wallet,
has a
take out
message
your
from the
credit card.
development team for you, the community at home. So please do look forward to that. But as Layla and us walk you through in our post-show the story,
This is the post-show, yeah.
Production team show the video that just premiered. We talked about Eric and Toby, but this one is about Carl and Astrid discussing the estranged sister Brit, new character, to convince her to attend their mother's funeral.
Why-
Now, although Astrid
why are we
would
seeing
like
that?
the whole
What was
family
that?
to be together, she still harbors resentments against
What just
Brit
happened?
because of
Did I have a
their
stroke?
past egregious
Did
behavior.
everyone else
So,
just see
no matter
Astrid
what,
for no
it is
reason?
a tense conversation,
And
as often does.
Eduardo started
families
stumbling over his words.
and now Astrid has to figure out how to approach it. Now, the thing is, the way Astrid figures out is you, the audience at home, doing so.
Yeah, that's true. And the other thing I'd like to call out is in a family rife with murder.
Does everyone else smell toast?
lying, What the bar for egregious that gets you kind of excommunicated from this group, right? Because I was a little bit of a black sheep in my family, and I haven't done any murdering.
Don't worry, you're all going to be
I
excommunicated
like the
excommunicated
yes.
from
By
the
way,
Silent
this is
Hill
great
community.
echo. You got the evidence here. It's the yet. It's to come. It's soon.
No
to
one's
be.
going to be
This hasn't
happy
been a
if
good
you're
enough
ever
reason
involved
so
with
far.
Silent
I
Hill ever
totally
again.
love
I'm
it.
sorry.
Now that's the thing. You just need the excuse, and you need it yet, like future telling. But I mean, if we're talking about deaths, I personally hope those aren't the last ones we see. After all, we are in a horror series. But that's the thing is, you're right. What Brit has done, I believe, will probably be quite important and something the audience should watch, look forward to at home. We don't want to spoil anything,
forward to
but,
this.
Layla. Things to look forward to.
What should we look forward to? Tell me, Eduardo.
So many things. One,
Tell me, Layla.
The deaths. How did they happen? Two,
Oh, yeah.
What is this egregious behavior we're referencing? Sure would like to know. What was the creature in the window? There are so many questions that I have, and I'm sure the audience has as well. Because once again,
all of
I'll
that
repeat
stuff,
it,
we pretty much know how it
we really
works.
decided to throw the audience into the middle of the action, and it's
We don't care about that.
It's a lot of information to take in, Eduardo.
That's for sure. And one of the things is, while it is a lot of information, we're still asking you, the audience, to provide even more here. Our production team is going to actually throw the decision that
I'm sorry, my mind started blanking out again. Did he say something? He said this is the
so
stuff
for
to look
today,
forward
it's,
to,
how
and
will
then
Astrid handle Brit?
my brain
missing
started
the
tuning out
funeral?
again. What happened?
Will she lecture her as older sisters do? Will she beg her to come? Another begging choice?
How will Astrid handle
Or,
Brit
will
missing
she
the
be
funeral? We don't even know who
And,
Brit
the
is.
interesting thing,
They've said
Eduardo,
her
we
name
kinda talked about this
once.
briefly when we saw this choice the first time. Is the nice thing in this
We're
situation is
7
not
days
actually
into
the
this
kind
story. There are stickers for this character, and they've used her name in the story once. We have no idea who this is. How can anyone possibly care?
Understanding with the person who was egregious that leads you down the damnation path, kind of interesting. But
Even if this was,
you get to know in advance the thing, this is a fake decision, so there's a redemption, suffering, and damnation option again at home. For those of you, just as a reminder, those do end up affecting characters' ultimate fates. So very important to take some time and consider how
very important.
you believe Astrid should behave in this
Very
situation.
important to take your time and take some consideration.
Take the Chaos Goblin route and just press the button that appeals to you the most
for
in
making
that
this
moment,
choice.
you're curious as to, again, what is
Holy
the egregious
shit.
behavior when we contextualize it against murder or potential murder, excuse me. And, you know,
she's spoiled.
God knows, who knows what Astrid is up to at this point, right?
Carl
like, we've
did
seen
it.
the way Ingrid
Carl
behaves, we've
fucking
seen the
did
way
it.
Carl behaves.
She let it
What
slip.
Are you hiding, right? Like at this point, this family is full of surprises and not the.
We're
good
never
kind.
going to see Layla again.
No, I mean, like that's one of the things, right?
She's giving away the
secret needle with
scam.
morphine,
She's giving away the scam. We're never going to see Layla again.
Also,
someone
like,
make sure Layla's
continuing
safe.
The family tradition of
Hashtag
aggressivity
eyes on
towards
Jacob.
others and danger. So that's one of the things. Is our lovely one of the things in the pre-show that we discussed was actually the story. So
Where's
far
Jacob?
in
Hashtag
Norway.
eyes on Jacob.
And we're actually going to rediscuss that, so to make sure
Make
that
sure Layla
everybody,
gets home
is
safe
up to
tonight.
speed. But we're going to look at it through the lens of what
She
we
gave
see
it
in the
up.
future and
Carl's
in
a
the context
murderer.
of today. So Layla, production team's going to.
Doesn't matter what you vote for. It doesn't matter about the man in the window.
In Norway, as Layla walks you through that.
Absolutely. So as we said in the pre-show, Astrid discovers that her mother Ingrid has died in her father's care. She also learns that her son Orson bit another kid at school, which biting supremacy. That
Allegedly.
Is, you know, if you're going to be a kid and you're going to do violence, biting's the way to do it.
It happened off camera.
And
Who are
she
we to
finds
say
out
that
the
Orson really bit
contents of
someone?
the syringe,
Maybe
that she
the
found in
teacher
her
was
mother's
just sick
bedroom
of
is
dealing with
morphine that she
Orson
was
and
not
lied
prescribed.
to send Orson
Not
home.
Great, Eduardo.
Not
Maybe they
great.
were tired
It's
of
not the
looking
best
at his
advice to
weird
tell
little
kids to bite
face.
others, but thankfully this is a mature show and a mature audience, so we know that everything's safe.
And he never bit
you're
anyone.
right. It is not great though to find morphine. After all, I mean, it makes sense to me though. Like you know, Astrid's like, my father.
That
will
would be
take
too
care
interesting.
of my
Yeah,
mother,
that's already
the
a better.
person he loves,
That's already
one
better
he
writing.
decided to spend the rest of his life with.
And I'm just making shit up off the
you
top of
know,
my head as a
something
fucking
just
joke.
went very, very, very
And it's
wrong.
legitimately better writing
gonna
than
say, Eduardo,
any of the
I was
options
just,
they
like, nodding
legitimately
along
provided
with
for
you because I
that.
trust you inherently as my partner here in the post show, and then you said the morphine makes sense to you, and I won't lie, that took me back a little bit. What do you mean? Should I be looking out for stray needles from Eduardo? What's going on? No, but you're right. These
What?
are complicated relationships that clearly have a lot of history, right? And we don't know that history yet.
Should I be looking out for stray
though,
needles,
again,
Eduardo? Is that what she
stand
said?
by. I was pro Joy demanding the fire. I am pro Orson biting. I think if you're gonna do violence, be direct, right? I am not the poisoner.
What?
Of my friend group anyway. I'm more of a direct action kind of gal.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Yes.
But, you know,
If you're
I'm
gonna be
hoping that-
violent, be
one of
direct.
the things from, you know, the Endure scenes is that violence was directed towards the monsters, you know, as we saw Toby there doing the good work. And you,
We're
the
talking
audience at
about the
home,
show, right?
Attempting it didn't work. Toby's hope went down a bit, but that's okay. You get to keep doing more direct violence.
I don't like how they're looking at me
Layla has
now.
recommended to you, the audience at home.
I'm suddenly feeling really
within
threatened.
The Silent Hill Ascension experience, by the way, please. Do
Yes,
not
contained to the boxes in which we are speaking to you from, please.
Yes, of course. It's important.
Am I
Remember,
safe,
this
chat?
is a horror series, so do enjoy when things go very, very wrong. Because
Have I said
that
too
is
much?
Really part of the enjoyment.
Have I
And
exposed
personally, I am
too
hoping
much
that
of
things in Norway
this
keep going
to
very,
too many
very well,
people?
because that lets us discuss more with you, and that lets you, the audience, be a little more entertained about it. But I think we talked about Norway a lot, and we should move things now to Pennsylvania. Again, we talked a little bit about this in the pre-show, but Layla is going to reintroduce you to our week 1 in Pennsylvania so far, and our production team's already thrown that on screen for you.
Yeah, closer again to our little corner of the world.
Isn't this
back
just
in
what they said
Pennsylvania, we've
during the
seen it,
pre-show?
We know it. Joy meets a gruesome end.
Isn't this
During
exactly
a
what they
botched
just talked
ritual
about for the
with
pre-show?
Rachel Hernandez at the foundation, her brother Toby finds out that she dies from his friend Eric, who is Rachel's husband, and sees
The
then
episode wasn't
delusion of
that
his dead
long.
sister in the
It was
woods
4 minutes.
as
You don't
Rachel
have to
then
remind us.
begins
I
to see
remember. We
monsters
just talked about
and,
this.
decides to take her little
Why
daughter
are-
Faith with her husband Eric to the foundation, to that sturdy brownstone, where maybe they'll be safe. maybe they'll do more culty ritual stuff. You kinda don't know with
Lunateer. Hopefully
Rachel.
this gets me more
She's really
scam
up to
points so
stuff
I can
I don't know
gamble
I approve
on a
of.
scripted
cults? You
canon
mean
event.
something else,
Sorry,
right?
That's
pyramid-
another
pyramid
step
shaped
towards
self-improvement so correct.
100
That's
million
okay. I
scam
just want to make
points.
sure our
where you
language
can
is all aligned.
influence
It's very important here. But let's
Nub
cut to the
Zombie
chase. The
stream
family
canon
drama here
forever.
that I'm the most interesting in, and I mean, seeing the drama from the audience as well is definitely Toby and Joy. And one of the best parts about that whole drama is one of the characters in this situation is not alive.
I was gonna say, is it drama between Toby and Joy, or is it drama between Toby's idea of Joy?
Well, Joy's fucking
As
dead.
we've covered, and as we've seen many times,
And the,
Joy is
and the developers
pretty
said in
thoroughly
an
gone.
interview that Konami specifically expressly gave them rules for what they're allowed to write about when it comes to Silent Hill, and they're not allowed to write about ghosts.
Member who passed away.
Yeah, it sounds like it's not all Joy up there, you know? It sounds
That's
like
a
maybe
real
it's
thing.
a little bit of whatever Toby's got going on in his head, influencing his perception of other people, as we all tend to do, right? Everyone has associations.
Hang on,
with
I'll
others,
I'll
but
pull it up.
in
I'll pull it
terms
up
of
and I'll
such, like,
read
an
it.
intimate death, like, and a little sister, right? As somebody who has like younger family members, you really do. Anytime feels anything happens to them, anything bad, you feel like it's a little bit your fault, even if you had nothing to do with it whatsoever. And you always ask yourself, like, okay, well, what could I have done better? Even if the answer is nothing, right? That person has to. It just happened to be in a circumstance. And I do really feel for Toby here. I have been in the production pro Toby. I am pro sad wet men. I do hope that he finds some sort of closure. Whether or not that's positive or negative for him, that's kind of up to the audience to decide. But you know, something will close.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the things, without delving too much into it, if you're talking about people who are in the middle of it, Eric kind of having very little power and just seeing everything crashing around him. But you know, speaking of people who do have actual power, it's time to look at the choices that you, the audience, made so far. Now, our production team.
Sorry, I'm completely tuning out. If they say something important,
going to introduce us to this.
if they say something important, let me know.
Talk about what you did.
I'm pulling up the much more interesting interview.
Let's talk about what we've done so far, which is what will Astra do with evidence?
Where they
of
talk
Carl's
about
guilt?
what they're allowed to write about.
How will Rachel explain Joy's death to the elders? And how will Astrid react to her son biting another child? So the audience here chose to lecture him. Astrid turned that syringe over to the police.
Here it is.
And Rachel, she doubted, and that was on her. That wasn't very again, self-improvement scheme of her.
Okay, they're not saying anything important. So I'm gonna read this here. This is from Matoe Okamoto, the overall producer, the overall Silent Hill franchise producer. Okamoto sought to rebrand the franchise identity as true psychological horror and expand the lore outside of the titular town. The development team was mandated to set the story in locations around the world because, as Jacob Navoke explained, growing the franchise means that you can't set everything in Silent Hill in the same way that Biohazard broke past Raccoon City. We had that whole rant on Saturday. That's not how Silent Hill works. That's not how Resident Evil works. But going back to this interview, Konami worked closely with them and gave strict stipulations on what they could do with the license. This included lore restrictions. The development team was not allowed to use ghosts, zombies, or depict the otherworld as an Abrahamic hell and make use of certain religious iconography. The team was also given rules for how the mechanics of the supernatural elements should work. End quote. So they're literally prohibited from having ghosts be a thing in their story from Konami. So, spoilers, Joy is not a ghost. She's also not a zombie.
Suffering we'll probably maybe see as we go on, as the decisions get closer, as the characters get more nuanced, because you discover more about the characters as we go. Now, that said, it is time. Xiangling Lai is ready in
For all the new Silent Hills, or just this one? For all of them. That's from
It was a
Okamoto
pleasure having you here
as producer
Layla,
overall.
as she's going to disappear and swap for Xiaoling. She vanished.
That's the direction of the franchise.
Swallowed her completely, just gone completely. She couldn't say bye. So sorry there. Now that said, I'm going to walk you through essentially
something important
the
is happening.
That kind of came up today as we wait for
sorry, what happened?
To emerge from the fog. So it's how will Astrid handle Britt missing the funeral. So the options
did we show Britt?
To either lecture her, which is a redemption path, beg her to come, which is suffering, or be understanding, which is damnation. Remember again that the
did I miss it? Did something get explained?
There was something really egregious that happened, and because we don't know what that is, it's interesting that the redemption option is to essentially
writing this into a Jesus cult like that fucking movie.
So we can only surmise.
Are you making like a joke quote, or did Eduardo say that?
By the way, here.
Did I miss it?
Xiaoling is getting ready, and I think we'll be able to pop her up on screen.
Layla's gone. Is Layla okay?
There we go.
Xiaoling Lai's back.
Audience, it's
Xiaoling
my
Lai.
delight to introduce to all of you Xiaoling Lai, our director of production, who's joining us for
Jacob got her. Oh no!
Tonight, Xiaoling, a great pleasure to have you on.
Oh,
we'll get that fixed in just a bit.
Oh,
don't worry, audience.
Technical difficulties.
Does something to your.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got it, Eduardo. Take your time. Check the audio. Jacob, quit playing with. Quit chewing on the cords, Jacob.
We go. The fog has cleared from your vocal cords, Xiaoling.
We're good.
Glad to hear that.
We got him.
It interferes a lot with signals. It does.
Yes. So that's perfect. So the thing is, we're delighted to have you here. I hope the audience at home, you appreciate this as well. Now, Xiaoling, you're representing kind of our development team as our director of production, and you had a message for our audience, the community at home, as we kind of went through a kind of tumultuous first week in
tumultuous is the word.
Yeah, it was definitely challenging, and mostly I'm here to just acknowledge, like, hey, audience, we have definitely heard all of your feedback. We heard the pain points of login on day one. We definitely heard how hard it was for a lot of you to connect. I know folks had issues with their data getting lost, or like you play a puzzle and it wouldn't save.
Or you buy a season pass and you can't refund it, even though the CEO said I could.
For those of you who have reached out directly to
you
talk
heard
to
all
us,
that?
thank you so much. For folks who, have shared their honest feedback, we really are grateful for the feedback. What I'm also here to kind of let folks know is that, whether it's positive or negative, again, we super appreciate it. And although we can't respond directly to everything, if you did reach out through an official channel, one of our community team members is working through that backlog to make sure we get you a response.
What are the official channels? You should probably
a little bit about what kind of things we're going to be fixing, as well
because
as
for a while there, the most
expect
official
from us in
news
the
was
future,
coming
and
from
how we're
Jacob
gonna give
Navoke's
you
personal
those
Twitter.
updates.
Thank you so much for being here for that, Xiaoling. Now, one of the big things, I'm sure,
which is something that I brought up in a reply to one of his posts on his Twitter, that you should be
some of the fixes we've had, and maybe
expressing all of this information through official channels.
Team is hoping to kind of get out there.
Yeah, all right. So you're gonna have to forgive me because I'm gonna have to look through
rather than a dev's personal Twitter.
So one of the things hopefully people experience tonight is that we've improved the stability. So you should. There should be a lot less trouble connecting to the app and making sure your data is saved when you do your decisions, as well as when you play your puzzles. Folks who had trouble logging in should have a lot less of that now. We still may have edge cases, and if that's the case, please do feel free to reach out. We do appreciate it when you do that for us. Last week we had folks who weren't getting their IP. That should have been granted back to your accounts. Again, anybody who's having issues, please let us know.
Oh yeah, that reminds me.
Are being
I got to refund. I got to revert scam points.
There's a few that are a little finicky, and it has to do with whether you paid on Google or Apple. Some of those need the platforms to also get involved, so just us can't solve it.
Damn,
although
the pop-up doesn't work for me while I have my chat set up this way. Hirimi, can you randomly refund some people's points and spend others?
Moments should be active. That's something.
Or just do whatever. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Thank you. Thank you.
we have turned emoji back on, so I saw a lot of that go through.
Emoji's back on.
You guys
Emoji's back on.
Engaging there. And
can we go emoji mode? Can we go Ascension chat mode for a little bit?
More puzzles available to you. That was in response to folks saying, "Hey, we wanted to play a little bit more." And then coming up on Wednesday,
there we go. There's the experience
coming into the Endure streams.
There it is.
Our team members are tuning, so it was a little bit more challenging today.
Remember, if you're following the channel, you can
Wednesday,
use
there is a very cool boss
Shady
fight
and its trauma for free.
So I'm rooting for you guys. Hopefully we'll get to see it. I think it's a pretty cool moment. There's a great cameo in it. That's probably my favorite cameo.
A cameo to look forward to?
No, we shouldn't spoil anything here on the show. We already got enough. The thing is,
does that mean it's predetermined?
Practice as well one last time to make sure that on Wednesday
it's going to be like another dev cameo, like on day one.
Actually, one of the big things with kind of the hosted show is we're
That's
actually
kind of shady.
Have a segment in our post show to talk about some of these development updates. Make sure that all of you folks at home kind of get those updates for a variety of sources, and that'll be
during
one of them
Wednesday's post show development updates. Feedback at genvid.com. Add it to your favorites.
We'll walk through what our
You're going to need it. You're going to be using it a lot.
Of course,
I'm going to be using it a lot.
And actually, Shaoling, there are many more sources where people can both read about our updates, but
I've got a lot of feedback for you, GenVid.
Yes, so people can reach out on social media. People can tune in here.
I've got a week's worth of audio and video feedback.
Or you can email us at feedback@genvid.com. There is a human being reading those notes. We do have a lot, so
human
please
being.
Again, bear with us as we get through it all. On Wednesday, you guys can look forward to more.
It's not as low budget as I thought. You all thought it was a scam.
A little bit of like looking
allegedly.
Ahead. We still have some challenges with cross-platform. We're on PC and mobile, and sometimes connecting between the two. You might still have a little bit of issues there. There's still less common stability issues, so some folks may have some, different circumstances in terms of how they're connecting. We're working on those. The Endure stream.
It's only on 3 platforms. How many different ways can people connect?
Doing as you're playing along.
It's web browser.
That is definitely one of my.
It's App Store. It's Play Store or whatever.
Together, on our tests. And then Rallies is coming soon.
Rallies are coming back, everybody. Everyone can waste their points together.
So that we can roll it out for the community. That could make
no longer will you feel alone in wasting your points. You can waste them with your friends once Rallies is back.
People engage.
No, and thank you again so much, Shaoling, for coming on and sharing those updates. For the audience at home, we wanted to have like kind of a quicker update tonight, but that's not the end of our time with Shaoling in general. Next Friday, actually, we're going to interview Shaoling so that we can learn more.
I'm going to do it, chat. I'm going to regret it, but I'm going to do it.
But I'm actually gonna come back this Friday.
Yes, exactly.
I just want to give him one of those. I just want to give.
It's all good.
Just want to give him one of those.
So in a a more relaxed with coffee, with tea, with people at home knowing that you're coming. So the big thing about that is you'll get to learn.
Hopefully there wasn't any slurs. I'm gonna have to edit this. I'm gonna have to go frame by frame.
For today, this is the end really of our post show. So I'm going to recap a little bit what we've seen with Layla. We've seen a lot of the stories so far. Week 1 in Pennsylvania, a lot of action, monsters, and essentially a lot of it is coming down now to that relationship between Toby and Joy.
Oh yeah, week 1, all the action,
or
all the monsters.
I do mean damnation here, but it's you, the audience, who's choosing. Norway, there's a lot more intrigue. We got Brit that came up.
Okay, we can end
Norway is about
Ascension chat mode now.
Figuring out what is so damn
we can free everyone.
And family. Now, while it is the end of our post show, it's not necessarily the end of your time with us here at Silent Hill Ascension. Even tonight, the mindfulness puzzles, as
he's recapping the recap,
pointed out, we made free because they affect characters' hopes, and they're a way
We're
for you
recapping the recap. We've recapped yesterday's episode twice, once in the pre-show, once in the post-show, and now we're going over it all again.
Those mindfulness puzzles again in the Arcane Library at the top. You have the choice between essentially the Arcane Library or mindfulness.
I get that people's attention spans are shorter these days, but
like, all that said, our production team is going
what
to
the fuck is this?
Next shows are. So our pre-shows.
Why even do
Monday,
this?
Wednesdays and Fridays at 5:40 p.m. Pacific.
And they do
8:40
this
p.m.
3 days a
Eastern.
week.
The show happens every day, no matter what, rain or sun, rain, shine, or fog. Often fog, at 6 p.m. Pacific. And the post show is right after on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And on Fridays, we do try to bring a special piece of content with somebody coming on board for a little interview, which will be the case here with
Fog mentioned.
Ling. So for Eduardo,
Remember
also
Fog?
representing Layla, who I hope did have a lovely time with all of you, the audience, as well as Sha Ling Lai. Thank you so much at all of you at home for tuning in. I hope you had a great evening. And we will see you soon. Bye.
Oh, we're free. We're free. And then they show us okay, here's a child's room that looks like a screenshot from Visage. Damn. The biggest fucking cliffhanger of the week has been, where's Layla? What happened? Shit. Okay. Well. Let's influence Silent Hill canon forever, I guess, for a little bit. We should have good old broken names. Yep, yeah, classic. We can get our free IP. We can get our scam points. I mean influence points. Sorry, they're completely different from scam points here on the Twitch channel. I don't know why I keep mixing that up. They're two completely different concepts. We've got guitar, we've got tiles, stones, Hashi Codebreaker, lockbox, all the same stuff, but now level 8 has been introduced. Guess what? It's more of the same. Let's see if I can make more than one move before it fails. Ooh, 2 moves. Here we go. Silent Hill Ascension gameplay. We're earning scam points. Sorry, influence points. Legally distinct influence points. And God, it's so loud now. Like, hold on, why is the audio all fucked? What is this? This is the future of gaming right here. This is the future of gaming right here. This is Silent Hill. This is the first new Silent Hill thing in almost 11 years. If you can believe it. This is your first interaction or whatever this is. I cannot believe they thought this was a good idea. I'm convinced they didn't think it was a good idea. I think they had to release it no matter what, because otherwise, you know, they would void a contract with Konami and get sued or some shit. But it's such a huge scam. It's so terrible. Allegedly a scam. And calling it terrible is not considered valid criticism by the CEO, so we can't say that either. So, it's an experience. We'll say that. Let me check with my lawyers. Can I say that? Can I call it an experience? Is that okay? That's all right. They're telling me that's okay. sound button that's just you saying allegedly, I really legitimately need. Ah, damn, I ran out of time. I gotta spend money to get 30 more seconds. No thanks. Appreciate it though. Guitar is back. How about a little guitar? Let me pause this iconic Silent Hill music that we've got going in the background so that we can listen to some iconic Silent Hill music. Yeah, here we go. Iconic. I love this song. I love this song, you guys. This one's one of my favorites. Akira Yamaoka, like, he's such a brilliant musician. There's so many different aspects, so many different layers to like how he really constructs and composes a song. He uses a combination of like somewhat simple kind of like guitar riffs and piano scales and things, but with a nice dissonant sort of tone to them. He combines a lot of different influences from multiple genres: dance music, industrial metal, folk rock, synthwave, all kinds of different things. He's also been composing all sorts of different music for Konami for many, many years. He's been one of the most prolific producers for their Bimani branch, including things like Dance Dance Revolution and Guitar Freaks and some of the best rhythm games ever made, actually. Akira Yamaoka has composed, dance music and rock and ballads, and he's really, really talented. And this song, Please Love Me Once More, really just shows off, I think, a lot of his genius as a composer. Like, it's really, I think, underestimated how much of the tone of Silent Hill as a series really revolves around the music and Akira Yamaoka's composition, and not only his music but also his sound design. The sound effects used in the original Silent Hill games, all of those footsteps, all of those little door clunking sounds, he was the not just the musician, he also we got it. But he also was the sound designer, like the director of all of the sound effects, which is why, the sound is so iconic to the Silent Hill franchise and so important. Three stars, by the way. Well done. Well done. That was worth it for 400 scam points. Influence points. Influence points. Let's get our daily. Didn't I get this? I got that at the start of the stream. And it just didn't apply because all of this is fake and nothing actually works and none of it matters. Let's see if I can get some. We got to get some gift points. We got to get some loot boxes. At least one. We gotta get some loot boxes. Let me get some more points here. Do you trust me? Not. I trust you as far as I could throw the entirety of the building that houses the Genvid offices. That's how much I trust anyone involved in this. There we go. That's got us 3,000 points. Let's dump. Let's see. We've got 2K into that choice. We haven't voted on this at all. How will Astrid handle Brit missing the funeral? Be understanding. Being understanding that your sister missed your mother's funeral. Being an understanding and compassionate human being is damnation. That seems weird. That seems like a weird way to categorize that choice. I guess let's do that. I'm just going to throw all of it. You can have all of it. Is that enough to get me on the leaderboard? Not even close. I should have put it into begging her to come. Would you beg her to come, chat? What would you do? What if she was Hideo Kojima? Would you beg him to come? Let's see what we got. Here it is. Here it is. Another egg with a ball gag. How many fucking eggs with ball gags are in this thing? Oh, fuck yeah. The black curtain. Uncommon facial hair. Hold on. Let's try it on. Don't judge it until you see it. Right? Boom. It's not. It's definitely not Zach Baggins. We gotta stick with the brown pencil. I think the brown pencil is the way to go. Until we get like a goatee or something. Well, that's it. Oh, wait. Couple more dailies to claim. Maybe it'll be enough to get another loot box. We're so close to unlocking the horny sticker, the horny tentacle lady sticker. There it is. There it is. Let it all out, chat. Just like the name of the sticker is. Collect. Let's put it in chat. We gotta show them. We gotta show them. There it is. And then close it before any racists show up. Oh boy. All right. Oh, wait. That was actually 1.5k points. Let's put some more points into being understanding. There we go. One more. One more. Gift boxes are working flawlessly today. See, they're improving the experience. Again, if you're just like randomly tuning in at this moment, this is sarcasm. This is the biggest fucking piece of shit dumpster fire scam ever made. Allegedly. There we go. We got some sunglasses. The rare Avatar decal. Avatar decal? Does that mean I can actually... What does that mean? Avatar decal. It's not actually here. So it's not actually an accessory that you can wear. What does that mean? Is it for your bar? I don't see it in frame or banner. I don't even know what that means. Modify avatar. Like modify an emote. Hold on. Have I collected my moments? Do I even have moments to collect? I have moments to collect. I'm getting all the Pokemon cards. I still don't know what those do. They're pointless. Just like everything else in this. Oh, God. Next episode, though, did you see? That was the fucked up soccer ball moment. This is the one where in the trailer, before the Ascension even aired, on Twitter, I was posting screenshots from that moment because you can see the foot of the character model like snapping and like contorting in this weird way, and then the foot, when it kicks the soccer ball, it like clips the entire foot into the model of the ball. It's like such a bad animation. It was part of their trailer. Will it be fixed? We'll have to tune in tomorrow to find out. Talk about a cliffhanger. Will they have fixed that since the trailer? I'm guessing no. I'm guessing no. All right. That's about it. That's about it for today. Another riveting episode of Silent Hill Ascension. Another amazing pre and post show where we witnessed the murder of a woman. And yeah, hashtag eyes on Jacob. Hashtag bring Layla home. And I will see you all tomorrow as the ongoing investigation and Silent Hill Ascension story continues. So till then, take it easy. Much love. Be good to each other. Don't harass the devs. Be nice people. Critique this horrible, shitty scam. Let them know that this is not okay, but be nice people. Let's be good to each other. And I will see you all next time. Much love. Peace. Also, stick around for the raid. We're going to raid somebody if you want to get some extra scam points. But yeah, see y'all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.